Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Ashley with CourtReserve. We are so excited about our webinar today. I'm kind of rocking out the tennis earrings in support of, all things tennis. So excited. US Open's coming and PickleCon's coming in a couple weeks for pickleball folks. But today is all about what's new in CourtReserve and how can you use more of CourtReserve to do more at your facility. So we have Kim and Josh, the legend Josh, from our amazing product team. They are going to go through all the new features released in July and talk about some of the new things coming up, and also making sure that you guys have all of the new webinars that we are doing. Today's the first one. New webinars for the next several months. We already have plans. So sit back and enjoy. And if you have questions, please put those in the chat or Q&A. Josh, what do you think?
With questions, we can put them in the Q&A.
Okay, let's
And
do
in the
that.
chat, we'll be sending some links to specific webinars and webinar recordings and things like that.
Awesome. So yeah, go ahead and put your questions there. We will answer those questions as we go through and make sure we get all your questions answered at the end. So Kim, you ready?
Ready, let's go. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. So everything that we are covering today are going to be items that we've released. Let's see, we're still in July. So this month, earlier this month in July, we did have a webinar 2 weeks ago to go over the branded mobile app. But these features are specific to items that we released July 9th. I think that was the 9th. Again, if you have any questions as we go through, please share them in the Q&A section. We will answer those as we go through the best that we can. We also have a Q&A section at the end. But let's get to it. So the first thing we wanted to tell you guys about, if you missed the branded mobile app webinar, this is all about the branded mobile app in this slide. So we've got the brand new branded mobile app. So your club can have their own customized app experience in the App Store. It's a fully branded and customized mobile app for your facility with your splash screen, your name, your identity. It gives all of those same great features and functionality to your players and staff. Again, it's one app focused on your organization. And if you missed that webinar that we did 2 weeks ago, you can go to actually youtube.com/CourtReserve, and it's there in our playlist up at the top of the list. So you can't miss it. It's definitely worth checking out. We go over all of the great features and things like that that are available in it, how the pricing structure works, all of the great things that you can do with that mobile app, some suggestions for marketing and things like that as well. So again, if you missed that, go to youtube.com/CourtReserve and check that out. And then if you have any questions about that branded mobile app, you can always go to our chat support team and they'll help you out with that. So find us on the App Store. These are just some of our great, awesome clubs that have been first to opt in to our branded mobile app. We're super excited. Branded mobile app is for both the Google Play and the Apple App Stores. So you would have your own presence in those stores with your own direct links to tell people to go and download your app and use CourtReserve through your own app. So with the branded mobile app, we also introduced this time the modern dashboard. So the modern dashboard we've been talking about now for a little while. We were super excited to get this out to beta early in 2024. We did some heavy testing on it, made a couple changes here and there, but we finally were able to release the modern dashboard to all of our customers, whether you're using the branded mobile app or not. It's a reimagined, as I like to call it, reimagined dashboard experience for your users on the member portal side of your app. The admin facing side is still the same. We've not touched that project yet, but the modern dashboard focuses on those key things that you want your players to be doing: booking events, registering for events, booking courts, booking pros. We've also made announcements super easy to find on this dashboard. You can scroll through these cards and see all of those upcoming announcements. You can hide cards if you don't want to see those announcements anymore. And then they also can see all of their upcoming bookings in these cool scrollable cards too. So those are all just some of the things that are in the branded mobile app. If you're using CourtReserve Leagues, you have your own row here for My Leagues. So if somebody's in a league, they can quickly opt into a league. And so all of that information is now going to be displayed here. To set up your modern dashboard, you're going to go to your portal settings row. So you're going to go to settings, portal settings, and then One of the changes that we made when we released the modern dashboard was previously you'd had some basic mobile settings that were housed in a tab inside website settings. We've actually split those out now on their own to be in this own separate button space. So if you go to website settings, you're not going to see that mobile tab there anymore. It's only going to live here in this mobile button here. So you'll want to go to settings, portal settings row, click mobile. And then from there, you're going to have these settings to set up. So the first thing you're going to do is it's going to default to whatever dashboard you were displaying before. Most clubs are using that custom view. So you're going to want to click that drop down, select your modern dashboard. And once you do that, you have some additional fields to fill out here. So we gave your organization a short name. What is an organization short name? We know some of you have really long organization names. Tim and Ashley's really cool pickleball tennis facility with a trampoline park is just really, really long and doesn't fit in the header of the modern dashboard. So you can go ahead and name it something shorter. Instead of Ashley, maybe you're using Old Coast Pickleball as your business name, you could change it to OCP or something like that just to be in that header. Your dashboard setup, the additional things you can do, you can display your location, city and state specifically. So it's going to read whatever text you have in here, display a weather widget, and then the weather widget feeds off the zip code that you enter in here. It's just, it calls an API for a weather service. Somebody asked a really specific question on where is it pulling it from. It's just a general weather app. So it's going to pull your overall weather for that space. And then primary colors, this is going to be the color of your CTA buttons. Let me go back to this screen real quick. So here's your city state up here at the top. Your weather is going to be up in here as well. And so you've got all of that information right here. And then this app is scrolled up a little bit. So you can't see the short name of the club up here on top, but you guys hopefully get the idea. Definitely check out that modern dashboard if you haven't done it yet. Just know that when you do make the switch and you hit save on this settings page, it is going to change that dashboard for you immediately. So, if you do want to make sure that, you get the word out to your members, maybe that you're going to be changing it, we do have some information on the KB articles on what they're going to see, how to, and also how to make reservations with that as well. All right, doesn't look like we have any questions about the modern dashboard. Oh, we do. In the modern dashboard, how do we edit the profile photo? It's not working for us. Tammy, that's a great question. We haven't yet introduced that yet. So that edit pencil that you see on that bubble, that's just to take you to the My Information page so they can edit their information right now. We are going to be hopefully getting to the profile, being able to upload their own profile picture and showing that avatar on the dashboard here pretty soon. We were actually just discussing maybe when we could get it going here pretty soon, but it's not a feature that they're able to do yet, but they will be able to do it hopefully soon. All right, so we're gonna keep going. So if you do turn on that modern dashboard, you're also going to get the new reservation create flow. So we're gonna talk about how we've just reimagined the reservation experience, and then I see a question that just came in about the modern dashboard. I will get to that after I go through this whole reservation create flow. So when your members now have the modern dashboard, you now have, again, the book a court button CTA right here at the top. You can still book reservations at the bottom in the menu bar that's at the bottom of the app, but hopefully your members are going to see this CTA and utilize this option. They're going to get to their create reservation flow. It's the standard. You still book, choose what schedulers you want to use and things like that. And then once you actually get into the details of the reservation, this is the new screen that they're going to see. So you've got the date and time up here at the top. It flows as you go down. The reservation type that maybe they picked in the previous screen or that's specific to this scheduler is going to be listed here. Duration updates are here. It's going to show them that end time. Your start time is up here. They can update their courts here or select a different court. If you're utilizing open reservations, they can still say if this reservation's open or not. And then one of my favorite parts is now how we're allowing them to add people to their reservations. Adding players to their reservations was something that was difficult. We felt with the flow that is available on the other or available with the other dashboards. But now this new player flow is actually super easy for people to use. So if we get into that add player experience here, you're going to have a standard search box where you can search for players that are in the organization. The other cool thing we've done is we've given them the opportunity to favorite maybe those players that they play with most. So as they search for players, they're going to have this little heart next to the player's name. So you can actually heart your favorite players. And then once you get in to add those players, maybe the first time you get to the page like you have here, a list of all of your favorite players is going to be listed. So you can quickly add those players to your reservation without having maybe to type in all of their names. You just click that add button, it's going to shoot them up into the reservation, and you can confirm your reservation and go. So this is what it looks like once you have all of those players added. You can edit or remove those players here really easily. If you wanted to add more players, you can also do that up here, and then confirm your reservation and go. The question that came in was, once you switch to the modern dashboard, are you locked into it? Meaning, are you able to switch it back to the previous dashboard? Yes, you can definitely switch it back if you want. It's going to take off this new create reservation flow. So modern dashboard, new create reservation are tied together. But yes, if you did want to switch it back to the customize, I think it's called custom navigation. If you wanted to switch it back to that old view, you can absolutely do that. All right, we're just going to keep on going. Didn't see another question come in there about modern dashboard yet, but if we do, we can certainly jump back or answer it at the end. So the next cool thing, this was something that was really high on our, really high on a lot of our admins' wish lists. And we added the global announcements ability to, so the ability to create global announcements was only available on the desktop CourtReserve. We get a lot of feedback from admins saying, I just want to go in and put a quick announcement. I'm at home. It's 11 o'clock at night. I know my courts are going to be closed in the morning for snow. I don't want to have to go pull out my computer or fumble with getting on the desktop version of CourtReserve on my phone. So we did go ahead and we added to the admin side of your CourtReserve app the global announcements ability. So you can create or edit global announcements now from your phone in the CourtReserve app. So if you open up your admin side of your mobile app, you're going to see the global announcements featured, or the global announcements row featured here now. When you click and you open that up, this is the interface of that page. You can easily edit these announcements, or you can create new global announcements and, add your title, select your active dates. And, what we also added the ability to filter which memberships are going to see these. Add your text and go. We did have some limitations with building this. The global announcements here, if you post them from here, they're not going to accept a picture. The idea here is that you're just looking to get out quick information to maybe appear on that announcements row of your dashboard, or to just quickly get that information posted on your member portal. So you can really only do text here. You can do different colors and backgrounds and fonts, but no images here right now. We also updated it and added the ability to mark an announcement as urgent. So there will be a red urgent tag on any of the announcements in your modern dashboard or on the member portal desktop view if something is marked as urgent.
Hey, Kim, just wanted to point out a few questions that we've gotten in the Q&A. Is the modern dashboard available if you don't use the branded app?
Yes, the modern dashboard is available if you don't use the branded app. Yep, whether you're using that or not, you can absolutely utilize modern dashboard.
All right, great. And are global announcements only available in the modern dashboard on the mobile app?
So global announcements. So all of this information that we're sharing is available to all of our customers, whether you're using the modern dashboard or not, or I'm sorry, whether you're using the modern dashboard or the branded mobile app. So global announcements is available to all users on the mobile app on the admin side. So if you have the ability to post global announcements, as every standard admin would, you're going to see this on the admin side of your app. And the global announcements are going to appear on the on your member side. So when you post them, they appear on the member side. And then I saw another question about the homepage. Can we add custom links to the homepage? How can you do that on the Court app? Yeah, so I didn't have a screenshot of this in my modern dashboard, but if you have custom links, those are all going to be at the bottom of your modern dashboard. So you've got all the standard rows, you've got your CTAs at the top, you've got an announcements row. Then it's my bookings. If you're using leagues, it goes to leagues as you scroll down. And then as you get to the bottom, all of your standard custom links are going to be listed there as well. So if you had a special link where you wanted somebody to be able to get to an external website or something, they'll still be able to link to wherever you want to link them. All right, so global announcements. Super excited that we were able to get this on the mobile app for our admins. Again, I think it's super important for you guys to be able to post that information as easily as possible from your phones. All right, Josh, I'm going to let you pick it up from here.
All right, great. Hello, everybody. The first feature that I will be going over today is the ability to create guest waiver kiosks. So if you go over to organization settings and you go to the kiosk page and you either edit or create a kiosk, there's going to be a new kiosk feature that you can check off here for guest waivers. When we select that option, you are going to be able to choose which waivers you would like to present to guests when they are using that kiosk. And after we have selected the waivers we'd like to present, we can also set up a guest form that guest will fill out. So we will have first name and last name always required there, but you can also include or require fields like email address, home address, and phone number, things like that. It's not in this specific screenshot here, but just know you will be able to add custom fields to that guest form as well. So if you need to get anything like emergency contact information, you will be able to add that to the guest form. With the guest waiver kiosk, we've also added the ability to push guest waivers from the front desk waiver URL. So if you go to the waivers and agreements page and you go over to the additional settings tab, there's going to be a new setting for allowing guest waiver signing at the front desk. When you enable that, you will also be able to choose which specific kiosk setup you would want to display on that front desk URL. So when we are selecting that kiosk, we are letting the system know which guest form setup and which waivers we will be pushing on that front desk URL. It's important to note here that you do need to have a kiosk set up in order to push this onto the front desk URL, even if you are not utilizing that kiosk setup as a physical kiosk at your organization. And with the ability to push guest waivers, we've also made some adjustments and updates to the waivers report. So there's going to be two new settings there. Only guest waivers, which would only show you guest waivers when running the report, or include guest waivers, which would show you both member and guest waivers. You can also use the outputs that are already on this report if you would like to run a report on, say, the email addresses of the guests from the waivers that have been signed. So you'll be able to get all of that information directly from this report.
Josh, I also just wanted to add a little bit more information, if I could, about the guest waivers. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware that these guest waivers are really the first step in us allowing our customers to have waivers that are signed by true guests at your facility. So I know a lot of folks in the past have created membership types for guests when you have somebody that's maybe not a member at your facility, but you need that waiver signed. This is a way to collect a waiver for a guest that's coming in for a reservation without having to have them be a membership in your facility. So it's not going to tie it right now to the player that's actually on the court, but the idea is that you can have a kiosk set up at your front desk that's running this guest waiver with the guest form. So those guests come in to check in. You say, great, thank you so much for joining us. Here's that waiver that we need you to sign. You can collect all of the intake information that you need from them, first name, last name, email, maybe any additional custom fields. Who are you here with today? How did you hear about us? That kind of information. Take that email address, and that way you have all of their information, and maybe you can send them more marketing materials down the line. It's also going to store those waivers for you as well, so you do have a record with their signature again as well.
Thank you.
Looks like yeah, there was a question that came in. Any chance we can have the waiver as a link to pre-send out to parties rather than a kiosk so waivers can be done in advance of an event?
So right now,
go ahead, Josh, I'll let you take it.
Oh, yeah. Right now, we don't have the ability to do that when it comes to guest waivers. we do have that ability when it comes to members. So if you push a member to the signature queue from their account, there is the option to allow them to sign that waiver through email. And you can include that member's email there, and it will send them a notification allowing them to sign that waiver directly from that email that's sent.
And just to expand on that, the use case that I think that we're also referring to here is the idea of maybe I have a corporate event coming in or something like that, and I want to take, excuse me, a specific link maybe for that event or a specific link for my waiver form and send it to people to sign. We don't we don't have a specific link for that right now. We have talked about doing that with events and things like that. So it's definitely something that we are aware of and that we'll probably work towards doing in the future. Guest waivers becomes a member. Can you take the guest waiver and transfer them to the member so they don't need to sign it again? No, unfortunately, we don't have a way to do that, to transfer a guest waiver to a member right now. But Josh, that's a good feedback that possibly that we could take and do another iteration of some feedback items at some point.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so I'm going to click you through here to your next section. Exciting. We're so excited about this one.
Real quick, there's a question that came in under the other chat. Can you send notifications to guests for messaging? So I'm assuming she's talking maybe about push notifications or email. I mean, the only way we can send something out is if we have an email that would need to be their email, or if we have their phone number. If you do have their phone number, you can send them a push or a text all day long. So absolutely, you could do that, but they still have to be in your CourtReserve platform with a phone number or
notifications. Yeah, we don't have a way to send the notifications to the guest on the reservation yet. I know I've seen that request come across where we put in their phone number. Why can't we send them a text message? Really, that information is just like a read only at this point. But we have talked about including them down the road in the future and stuff like that. But yeah, push notifications, if they have the app, are going to be a great utilization tool there, or even, text messages as well. All right,
great. Yeah.
So talk about packages.
So the next feature that I'll be going over is the ability to sell packages on the member portal. I know that this was something that was requested in support a lot when packages had initially came out. So now when you are editing or you are creating a package in the system, there's going to be a new setting on that setup page, package eligible to be sold on the portal/app. Once you enable that setting, we're going to have some additional fields we can fill out here, like purchase start date and end date. So those would be the dates that this package is visible on the member portal. We can choose which memberships will be eligible to view and purchase this package. And we can also choose if the package is going to be eligible to assign by family. So we can allow the member to decide if they want this package to be set up on a family level or an individual level when they are purchasing it from their account. We also have a public package URL. So if you would like to market this package externally in marketing emails or on social media, you can use that link there and send this specific package to members. I'll keep this section pretty high level, but just know that we do have a packages webinar that's going to be on August 16th, and we will really be diving into packages, going over the setup, and also how to sell them on the admin side and both the member portal. So if you would like to register for that webinar, feel free to go over to courtreserve.com/webinars to sign up.
I just want to mention something really quick. So if you're on the call today, you may or may not know that Tim and I did open our own club back in April. And from now a standpoint of a club owner or a director, packages is a great way to save on your credit card processing fees. So really quick, just want to go over this because I think it just sells the use of why you should consider using packages now, especially since your members can purchase and you can social media this and all kinds of stuff. But every single time your member pays with a credit or debit card, you are paying a transaction fee and a percentage of what that charge is. And so those transaction fees are usually in the 20-cent range. So every single time that credit card's used, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. if you sell a package of lessons, a package of court time, a package of open plays, a package of classes, then you actually are still paying the percentage, but you're only paying that transaction fee one time instead of 10 times. So imagine every time you sell 10 classes to a member, you're saving $3. Well, that $3 can really add up. And I can now tell you from an owner standpoint how important it is, because everybody has to pay credit card fees. It's just part of doing business. But packages now gives you the ability to make better business decisions and save some money. I just wanted to throw that out there because we do care about you guys. We want you to make the most at your clubs, and packages is just such a great way to kind of save on those transaction credit card fees.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. And that's definitely one of the main reasons why we really want to, expand on the packages feature and just make it easier to use and more accessible all around in the system.
Hey, Josh, before I advance to the next slide, I know you've got some more information here, but there's a question that came in. Currently, are you able to sell a single package that offers both court time and events?
Yes, so when you are setting up a package, you will be able to choose eligible court time, eligible lessons, and also eligible event categories, all within the same package. So we're going to be setting up the total punches that are in that package there, but you will be able to choose punch values and eligible court times and event categories all within the same package there.
There's another question that just came in. Can packages be used to just load money onto an account? No, it can't be used to load money onto an account right now. There are probably other ways that we would want to recommend doing that, but it's just for things like court time, lesson time, event categories. It is not available for leagues yet. I do see a question in there about leagues. No, it is not available for league opt-ins or anything like that. But that's a great suggestion. We should think about that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to keep going. I do see there's a question in there about guest waivers. We are going to keep going, and then I will come back to that guest waiver question at the end. But go ahead and take it away, Josh, and let's talk about the member portal with packages.
Yeah. So this page is just a quick view showing you where members will be able to get to that purchase package page. So this is going to be under billing, packages, and then when they get to the My Packages page, if there are any packages that are available for them to purchase, they will see that purchase package button. And if you want this page to be really accessible to your members, maybe you really want to push packages now that they can be sold on the member portal, you can go to this purchase package URL and you can grab that URL and you can make it a header on your member portal. That way, this is just a page that all members can very easily get to.
All right, that was actually one of the questions that I did see come in. All right, do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going.
All right.
All right.
There's another question in here about packages. So before we continue to the additional one, can packages be for selling guest passes? No,
right now. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, right now packages cannot be used to pay for guest fees, whether for reservations or events. The package would only be eligible to be used for fees that are for the specific member.
All right, and let me just make sure we hit everything in the QA section in the chat. I see some people posting questions in the chat. If you could try and post the questions in the Q&A section, they actually show up a little bit separately for us, so they're easier to follow and kind of keep in line. That would be awesome. All right, so I'm going to keep going, and let's talk about the next cool thing.
Yeah, so we have made some updates to the member registration widget. I know a point of frustration for a lot of people was prior, there was not a way for the member to put their payment information if they were getting a membership that was paid, and there was also no way to require payment profile on the widget. So now when you go to edit or create that member registration widget, you're going to see two new settings. Require membership on widget, which will allow you to select one or more memberships to show on this widget here. And that includes paid widgets. So if a member selects a paid membership option, they will now see the payment fields, the account type, and the credit card information fields in order to pay for that membership directly from the widget. And if you would like for members to save that payment profile when they are creating their account through the membership or the member registration widget, you can enable that require payment profile field as well. But just to clarify, you do not need to enable require payment profile in order to show the payment fields here. You only need to enable that if you want the member to save that payment profile on their account.
Yeah, this was another highly requested item by a lot of our admins. So super, super excited that we're able to get this out as well.
Mhm.
All right. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Josh.
and then we have some other additional features that we just wanted to point out here. So one of them is now if you are on the pending refunds page and there is any refund that was skipped during the auto refund process, you are now going to see an info icon next to that pending refund, and you are going to get some additional information and that reasoning on why that specific refund was skipped during the auto refund process. So if it exceeds the dollar amount, if the refund was uh, processed within that time range that was set up, if the member used a credit card and that credit card is no longer active, if there's any reason why that refund could not be processed during that auto refund process, you will get that reasoning there. And we have also added some additional audit log tracking in the system. This is actually a part of a bigger project where we just want to have all around better audit log tracking for anything that is related to financials in the system. So now if you go on the create page, or if you go to the system-wide audit log, you're going to see audit log buttons for event categories, tax rates, court costs, point of sale, instructor pricing, reservation types, lesson types, recurring fees, stringing, and integrated payments. I know that's a long list, and we do have more that are coming, but just know that we are working on making sure there is a lot more audit log tracking for anything that is related to financials in the system. So you'll be able to track all of that.
I did want to add with the audit log tracking, I think, Josh, one of the things that you did when you were working on this was that we added an audit log button pretty much in all of the places where you can look at the audit log. So if I'm on my integrated payments page, there is now an audit log button within screens like that, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So if you want to see what happened to those custom court costs and why they cost this way now, you'll be able to see all of that information on when it was edited, which system user made that edit, and what was the actual edit that they were making. So yeah, there will be those audit log buttons on all of those pages.
Yeah, so just keep an eye out for those. So if you're ever like, who made this change? If you look in that screen somewhere and you see an audit log button, we'll have tracking for that feature. All right, so a couple more items that we released. If you are an enterprise is a newer concept to CourtReserve. So if an enterprise is an organization that is one company with multiple locations under their umbrella. So if we categorize you as an enterprise, you now have the opportunity to be able to create new locations that you might be opening on an ongoing basis from a template, instead of creating a new location and setting up every single setting every single time you want to start that new location. So if you are interested in being able to do this and you're going to be opening up a new club, definitely reach out to our support team, because we can assist you in getting you started with a location template and instruct you on how to do that. Basically, we made it really easy. Once you're categorized as an enterprise, the person that is your enterprise manager, which is another role that we have added to the system if you have an enterprise, has the opportunity to create a location template. And it's super easy. You're going to copy an existing location that you already have, and it's going to set up a template for you. So anytime you want to make changes to that template for any new locations going forward, you can go edit your template, and then any new location you set up after that will take on the features of that location. So again, if you're looking for more information about setting up new locations that are in your enterprise and you're on that enterprise plan with us, please reach out to our support team. We can definitely get you more information on how to do that. And then if you are a Stripe customer, so last fall we introduced Stripe ACH and e-check payment profiles. And so we started to get at the end of the year and early of 2024 some support tickets around needing to have a verification process for accepting these. I think there was maybe some law changes and stuff like that financially towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. And so now if you are utilizing Stripe and you are taking ACH and e-checks, there is a verification process. So when your players or your members go on the member portal and add their ACH e-check information, there's some instant verification that they will go through when adding that account information. And then from the admin side, there's also going to be some micro deposit steps that you would have to go through. I highly recommend having them go through and do it on the member portal if you can, because then they can do that instant verification. The admin side on the micro deposits does take 1 to 2 business days, just depending on how quickly those micro deposits show up. Is there a charge for this? I'm assuming that means the Stripe ACH e-check. No, there is not a fee for this. This is included with your Stripe process. So this is a requirement that we had to meet. And so we went ahead and did the update in the system. All right. And again, if you do have questions about this, I did update our Stripe article very thoroughly when we did this release. So you can go to the knowledge base article, just search for Stripe. And there is a whole ACH and e-check section in our knowledge base on what all of the screens look like, what your members are going to see, all of the emails that they're going to receive to verify that they've added the ACH account to your system, things like that. Okay, so definitely take a look at that. And then also you can reach out to our chat support team and they have information on this as well. All right, so that takes us to the end of the presentation slides that we had today. There was one more question that came in about the kiosks. Is the waiver kiosk only for guests or can members use it too? Josh, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so the waiver kiosk is only going to be for guests or players that do not have an account at your organization. If you are needing for members to sign waivers of any sort, I would recommend taking a look at that front desk URL that we have under waivers and agreements on the additional settings tab. I know some organizations will have an iPad or a tablet that has that front desk URL open. So that way, if there is a member that needs to sign a waiver, they can just do it really quickly on that tablet.
Hey, real fast before we go and everybody jumps off this call, we are trying to plan our next catalyst, which is a CourtReserve user conference. If you or someone from your team, your front desk, your director, whoever that might be, would be interested in coming to one of our catalyst events in the next 6 months, can you just put in the Q&A or the chat really quick, just raise your hand. We're just trying to get a count of how many people are interested. We've got a lot of new features coming out in the next 6 months. We love getting our team together and teach you in person, and the networking is fantastic. I'm trying to gather some interest. So just let us know, hey, I'd be interested, or I'd send my front desk or whatever that is.
And if you do come to a Catalyst, you get to, we do all of our presentations live for you there. So Josh and I are both there, and a lot of our support team is also there as well. So it's definitely an opportunity to get a CourtReserve boot camp on a lot of the features that we offer and how-tos in the system, and also talk to other clubs just to see how are you doing things. And there's just a lot of ways that you can connect with people.
Yeah, I think it's honestly, I mean, I know people love what they learn, but the networking part, like talking to other people who are doing things in your space, whether it's tennis, pickleball, badminton, whatever, I think people get so much out of that, and they have connections, that they can go back to now and have. And so, wow, we got a lot of interest. So that's really cool. I do want to, Kim, there are a couple questions. I just didn't want us to miss them in between all of the Catalyst interest.
Right, awesome. Thanks, everybody. I'm just going through and just marking some of those. Okay, so another question, can players upload their photos into the app with the new release? No. So right now, the avatar photos, those are not something that we currently have available to be uploaded in the member portal. We desperately want to do this. It's going to be a project that we probably work on very soon. I do have some mock-ups and a couple designs that we've worked on previously, but we're going to come back to that here pretty soon. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in the near future. And is there a way to test the modern dashboard as an admin without members seeing it yet? No, there currently is not a way to do that. If you switch to the modern dashboard and hit save, it is out there for everybody to see. We do have screenshots and things like that in our knowledge base. So if you would like to prepare some information about what your members are going to see, I have seen clubs send out this information and just tell everybody on this date, we're going to switch it over. So just make sure you're prepared. We also, Josh did an awesome video that is available in the knowledge base and on the YouTube channel as well, that walks through members how to book reservations on the modern dashboard through the new reservation create flow.
Yeah, and I'll throw this out there again. Old Coast Pickleball, Tim and I, if you want to go and add Old Coast Pickleball or download Old Coast Pickleball and kind of look at that modern dashboard flow and what it looks like, feel free to do that. Just join as a non-member. There's no cost. And then, you can kind of see that as well. So.
There is a question about baseline costs for the branded mobile app, or does it vary? We go into depth on that in the branded mobile app webinar. There is a base cost for setup on that. So it is available to customers that are in the new pricing tier with I believe it's the scale and the enterprise plans. And so if you upgrade to those tiers, it is going to be included. The branded mobile app monthly is included for you in those tiers. But to get it started and online and in the App Store, there is an upfront cost, just a development fee that is with that. And so we have all of that information in the webinar and then posted in the knowledge base as well. There is a request a branded mobile app knowledge base article available that is has all of that information as well. All right, we just cleared out the Q&A section, so let's jump ahead. So Ashley and our marketing team have been busy putting together an awesome new website that is available at courtreserve.com/webinars. And so Ashley is going to be hosting along with some of our customer success team members. Josh is going to be part of the panelists on these too. So there's going to be some webinars this fall just about education and how to utilize CourtReserve in the best way possible at your organization. The first one we have coming up will be next Wednesday, July 31st at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you are interested, it's going to be on Member Portal Mastery. So definitely check this out if you're looking at ways that you can update your Member Portal experience. Maybe, ways on improving your website settings and things like that. Definitely check us out there, but go to courtreserve.com/webinars and the links to all of the registration will be in here as well. Are there all of these webinars recorded that we can go back and reference later? Yes, Ashley, we're going to be posting these on YouTube as we normally do.
Yes. And it's going to be a little different because when we do these webinars, like what we did today, it's a lot of slides and a lot of screenshots. But what we're going to do for these new webinars that we're calling Spark, we're actually going to go into the system and we're going to teach you. So this is going to be really good. I know it's hard to sit at your desk and try and do your day-to-day, but if you want to join one of these webinars, or if you can at least watch it, it's going to be really good teaching, and it's going to allow you to really go in and see step by step if you want to learn more and how to change things and how to make improvements. So it's going to be different, but better. And just trying to really help you guys, even if you just do one more thing in the system and help improve your day-to-day, that's what this is geared towards.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, go to courtreserve.com/webinars and all of those webinars are going to be there. We even actually updated this website yesterday, and there is a link to jump to the bottom of the page where all of our upcoming new features webinars like this one are going to be posted as well. We'll still continue to announce them in newsletters and banners through your system, so keep a lookout for those. But if you want to see what we have coming next in the plan for all of our product releases, go to courtreserve.com/webinars, and those webinars are posted below this section. Okay. Awesome. Well, I think that's all we have for everybody today. Thank you so much for joining us. Once we get done this call, we will go ahead and take that webinar recording and have it up on YouTube within the next 24 hours. So keep an eye on our YouTube channel. But thank you guys so much for joining, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.